Buenas tardes desde Guadalajara. Good evening from Guadalajara. Hoy vamos a estar haciendo un vuelo muy corto, que en la vida real no existe este vuelo. Vamos a ir de Guadalajara a Puerto Vallarta en el 737-800 de México. We'll be taking a very quick hop that does not exist in the real world from Guadalajara to Puerto Vallarta on Aeromexico's Dash 800. It's a lovely evening, warm, sunny. Our flight path is going to be 117 nautical miles. Apenas estaremos volando 117 millas náuticas de aquí a Guadalajara. So the flight deck is pretty much set up. We're just going to go through our checklist and get out of Guadalajara as quickly as possible. Ya tenemos todo planificado. Vamos a hacer las listas de chequeo y saldremos aquí lo más pronto posible. Pre-flight checklist. Oxygen. Oxygen tested 100%, navigation transfer and display switches, normal auto, window heat. Window heat on. Pressurization mode selector auto. Flight instruments heading set to 288. Current altimeter 30.09er. Parking brake set. Engine start levers cut off. Pre-flight checklist complete.
Guadalajara ground Aeromexico 738. Could you please disconnect the jetway from the aircraft?
Before start checklist. Flight deck door closed and locked. Fuel pumps. Fuel pumps on. Windows locked. MCP set. Takeoff speed set. CDU pre-flight completed. Rudder and aileron trim free and zero. Taxi and takeoff briefing completed. Anti-collision light on. Before start checklist complete.
Cockpit to ground. Go ahead. We've been cleared for pushback and start. They want the tail to our left. Roger that. Ready for pushback. Tail to the left. Release brake, please. Brakes released. Here we go.
Starting number 2. Starting number 1.
Pushback complete. Partner, please. Brake set. Steering pin is pulled. Watch for the salute and release from guidance on your right. Have a good flight.
Before taxi checklist. Generators on. Probe heat on. Anti-ice off. ISO valve auto. Engine start switches continuous. Recall. So cabin's a little hot, we're going to give it higher air conditioning, so recall checked. Auto brake, RTO, engine start levers, idle detent, flight controls are checked, and ground equipment is clear. Before taxi checklist complete, before takeoff checklist, flaps are 5, green light, stabilizer 4.55 units. Before takeoff checklist complete. Brake release. Clear to taxi.
Guadalajara ground Aeromexico 738 with Kilo request taxi to the active straight out departure.
Aeromexico 738 taxi to and hold short of runway 11 using taxiway Delta Foxtrot cross runway 2 Alpha. Contact tower on 118.1 when ready.
Taxi to and hold short runway 11 using taxiway Alpha 2 Alpha cross runway 2 Alpha Aeromexico 738.
So SimBrief told me runway 29er, and I'm gonna stick to that. As many of you know, ATC in flight sim is just not up to par yet. Durante la planificación del vuelo, SimBrief recomendó la pista 29. Vamos a usar esa misma pista, aunque tierra haya hecho la pista 11. Sabemos muchos que el realismo de control de tráfico aéreo aún faltan muchas mejorías antes de que sea más realista en el simulador. Runway entry procedure. Okay, ready to go. Estamos listos. takeoff. Stable. Thrust set. Check.
V1. Rotate. Positive rate of climb.
Gear up. Flaps 1. Climb thrust set. Flaps up. After takeoff checklist. Engine bleeds on. Packs auto. Landing gear up and off. Flaps up. No lights. After takeoff checklist complete. VNAV, LNAV, Command Alpha, retracts off, passing flight level 10, landing lights off. Given the short distance of this hop, our cruise will be flight level 180. We're gonna reach it very fast. Sabiendo que es un vuelo muy corto, la altura máxima será 18.000 pies. Un vuelo muy corto. Y ahí llegaremos rápido a esa altura. Already 102 nautical miles from Puerto Vallarta. Ya estamos a 102 millas náuticas desde a Puerto Vallarta. Como les dije, esto va a ser rapidito. Once we level off, we'll prep for descent, and we will be landing to the southwest. Una vez que estemos en crucero, haremos los preparativos para el descenso. Estarán aterrizando hacia el suroccidente, pista 22. So runway 22 will be our landing runway. We're doing the radar navigation approach.
Mexico Center, Aeromexico 738 is type Boeing 737-10 miles east of Mike Romeo uniform 14,000 feet. Request flight following.
Aeromexico 738, Mexico Center. Squawk 4742.
Squawk 4742 Aeromexico 738.
Aeromexico 738 radar contact 8 miles northeast of Mike Romeo, uniform 14,800 feet. Altimeter 29.81.
Roger, Aeromexico 738.
Aeromexico 738, contact Motherboard Center on 124.2. Good day.
124.2 for Aeromexico 738.
Okay, like I said, we're gonna do our preparations for landing. We're gonna do a flap sturdy landing. So with the correction, we'll be coming in at 152 knots. Entraremos a aproximación final 152 nudos con la corrección de viento. Pista 22. Long runway, auto brake 1. Es una pista muy larga. Entonces el autofreno apenas necesita 1. I'm also going to get the VOR frequency for Puerto Vallarta. También voy a sacar la frecuencia VOR del VOR de Puerto Vallarta. We won't be using ILS, it's RNAV only. And hopefully a visual approach where we can turn the autopilot off early. Va a ser una aproximación, navegación por radar. Espero apagar el piloto automático si hay buena visibilidad. No tener que usar nada automático, que sea un aterrizaje bien lindo. VOR 116.5. Vallarta tiene el VOR 116,5. So very soon, I mentioned this already, very soon we're going to have the flight tablet right here. PMDG is pretty much in the beta phase of the flight tablet, so hopefully soon. Le estoy diciendo que la tableta de vuelo será publicada muy pronto por PMDG y vamos a poder tener esta misma información que vemos en el mapa en la tableta, colgada acá, en esta parte de la ventana. The flight tablet will also give us accurate takeoff and landing performance data. La tableta nos va a ayudar mucho con los cálculos de despegue y aterrizaje, además de darnos navegación. Descent checklist, pressurization is set, landing altitude is set. Recall. Recall is still saying we have a hot cabin. Aún dice que está un poquito caliente la cabina. I can crank up the packs again. Voy a aumentar el aire acondicionado, voy a subirlo alto. So we're going to flight level 6000. Estamos ya descendiendo a 6000 pies. So 48 nautical miles from Vallarta VOR. Estamos ya 48 millas náuticas del VOR de Vallarta. Fast flight, as I said. Un vuelo muy rapidito, como les dije. Auto brake is set to 1, landing data has been entered, approach briefing has been completed. So descent checklist complete. When we get closer to Vallarta, we'll get the altimeter. Cuando estemos más cerca de Vallarta, sacaremos el altímetro.
Mazatlan Center, Aeromexico 738, 12,900 feet.
Aeromexico 738, Mazatlan, center altimeter 29.90, continue as planned.
Puerto Vallarta Tower, Aeromexico 738 is tree 6 miles east, 12,300 feet with Gulf to land.
Aeromexico 738, Puerto Vallarta Tower. Altimeter 29.90, wind 224 at 5. Make straight in runway 22.
Fly straight in runway 22, Aeromexico 738.
Approach checklist, altimeter 29.90, approach checklist complete. We're gonna have a light headwind, so it should be a relatively smooth landing. Vamos a tener un viento cabecero Espero que sea un aterrizaje muy sencillo. Y también vamos a ver si el sol nos quita algo de la visibilidad. We'll see if the sunset's gonna take some of our visual cues on the runway. I hope not. I like to make it as visual as possible. So hopefully turn the autopilot off early. And we're also gonna start braking. Vamos a empezar a frenar también. It's a very nice sunset conditions, mostly clear, just a few clouds. Está muy lindo el atardecer. Casi todo despejado, algunas nubes. I'm gonna make a quick hold here at Victor Echo Tango Kilo Alpha, just because we're a little bit too high. So I want an opportunity to descend to 6,000 before going on final. Como estamos llegando un poquito alto y rápido, voy a hacer una vuelta aquí en Victor Echo Tango Kilo Alpha. Así ya estamos a 6,000 pies con menos velocidad para empezar la aproximación final. Flaps 1. Flaps 5. It looks like the visibility might be a little low in the valley, but I'm still gonna try to fly it in manually as much as possible. Se nota que está un poquito baja la visibilidad en el valle, pero creo que igual logramos un vuelo manual y menos vuelo automático. Flaps 10. Gear down. I have control manual flight. Flaps 25. Landing checklist, engine start, switches continuous, speed brake armed, landing gear down. Flaps 30, landing checklist complete. Runway in sight, ya tenemos la pista visible.
738, wind 224 at 5. Clear to land runway 22.
Clear to land runway 22 Aeromexico 738.
Continue. Landing.
Approaching minimums. 100. Minimums. 30. 20. 10.
Speed brake up. Reverse green. Manual braking.
Aeromexico 738, turn next taxiway. Aeromexico 738, contact ground on 130.6. Puerto Vallarta Airport information golf 00.
Going to 130.65 Aeromexico 738.
Okay to clean up.
Puerto Vallarta ground Aeromexico 738 request taxi to the gate.
Aeromexico 738 taxi to gate Alpha 1 using taxiway Bravo Alpha Echo.
Taxiing to gate Alpha 1 via taxiway Bravo Alpha Echo Aeromexico 738.
So it was just over 25 minutes from wheels up to touchdown. Tardamos unos 25 minutos desde ruedas arriba hasta que tocamos tierra de nuevo. Como les dije, iba a ser bien rápido este vuelo. As I said, it'd be a fast one. Lovely evening, good view of the ocean, good visibility. Está muy linda el atardecer, ya casi la noche. Está buena la visibilidad. It's my first time in Vallarta, so let's see where Alpha 1 is. Mi primera vez en Vallarta, vamos a ver cuál es la puerta A1. Maybe I'll open the map. Voy a abrir el mapa para ver exactamente dónde está. Okay, let's look for Alpha 1. Vamos a ver dónde está la Alpha 1. Well, it's not labeled Alpha 1, so I guess this is gonna be gate number 1 here. Si no tiene marca de Alpha 1, solo veo la puerta número 1, entonces ahí vamos a estacionar el avión. So we're just gonna go ahead and park here on number 1. And we'll turn the taxi light off. Okay, brake set, engines off, seatbelts off, APU generator. Blocks set, parking brake off, requesting ground power, and we're going to request a gate. Y vamos a pedir que nos conecten al puente.
Puerto Vallarta ground Aeromexico 738, could you please connect the jetway to the aircraft?
Aeromexico 738, the jetway is going to be connected.
We got the ground power. Ya tenemos la potencia terrestre. Going to turn the pumps off, turn the APU off. Window heat off. Probes off. Hydraulics are set. And we're going to request the rest of the ground support. Galleys. And baggage. Ya pedimos que nos saquen las comidas y bebidas de este vuelo y que pongan lo nuevo antes del próximo vuelo, y también todo el equipamiento para sacar el equipaje. And before we go, we'll go through our last two checklists. Antes de terminar, faltan dos listas más. Shutdown checklist, fuel pumps off, probe heat off. Hydraulic panel set, flaps up. Parking brake off. Engine start levers cut off. Weather radar off. Shutdown checklist complete. Secure checklist, IRS off. Emergency exit lights off, window heat off, packs off. So we'll get some outside AC. Solo nos falta pedir aire acondicionado. Okay, and that's it. Very lovely evening here in Puerto Vallarta. Thank you for tagging along, and we'll see you soon. Bueno, ya todo terminado. Nos tocó un anochecer muy bonito, muy colorido aquí en Puerto Vallarta. Espero que lo hayan disfrutado. Nos veremos en la próxima. Hasta luego.